You know, guys, the worst Christmas present I ever got was when I was young and poor and my parents gave me a stick and a rock because they couldn't afford anything. And I was upset until I went outside and I played with my stick and my rock. And I had fun. And the other kids saw me playing with my stick and my rock, and they left their gifts at home, their shiny toys. And they came outside with me, and they found their own sticks and their own rocks. And we all played together on the street with our sticks and our fucking rocks. I don't know what that has to do with anything here, but Rudy Van Dizario knows that even if he's in an artillery in a city map, he can still have some fun in this game, like I did with my stick and rock. I still have my stick and my rock in my garage 20 years later. I've moved 3 times and I've kept that stick and fucking rock. Everywhere I go, I bring it. I brought it on holiday once. That's right, I went to Mexico. I was on the beach. There were sticks and rocks everywhere. But I brought my own. I brought my own stick and my own rock because my dad gave it to me for Christmas 20 years ago when we had nothing. And I love my stick and my fucking rock. That's right, that's right. And if you don't understand it, I don't care.
Ah, a little nostalgia there, guys. You remember that? We sure started the year right with that one. And you know what? I'm doing this. I'm shouting out Nor ELC from the GRTT clan, who inspired me to do that little 1-minute rant. And I forgot to shout you out in the video. And some people actually pointed it out. Thanks, buddy. Well, let's watch Paolo Kuhan from the Stars clan driving the Patriot, that tank I despise. And he's going to show us that, even though I despise it, you could actually do pretty well in this little thing. But this video is going to be a little bit about thanking all you guys. Like, have you guys noticed the channel's growing? And I got so many messages and so many things from you guys. It's so hard to reply to all of them. And I sometimes don't know whether you guys know that I've seen them all. And I have. And I want to thank all of you. And actually, just while we watch Paolo here, let's flash up a couple of thank yous here. Thank you, Kane, for sending me this pic. I don't know which one's cuter, the dog or the mug on the counter. Way to go, buddy. And I told you guys I would post pictures you sent me of Stop the Stupid Stuff. But you know what? I will post any pictures you guys send me. Yeah, just send me if you're a fan, a subscriber, send me a pic of yourself with your thumbs up and I'll post it. Like Cindy here, who secretly sent me, I guess that's her dad. He liked his Christmas gift. And I guess I have to thank some of you guys that wanted to send me things. Like John here had some cookies he wanted to send. And Brian had a mug he wanted to send. But I can't accept stuff from you guys. Maybe I have to set up a post office box or something. But, it's the thought that counts. And you know what? Just post it on my Facebook page and share it with everyone. That's fun to do. And I got to tell you, I really appreciate all of you guys who have supported the channel. And when you do, leave me a little bit of a message here, and I'll support you back. Like Dustin here, who does website designs. If you guys need any website design stuff done, go visit Dustin's page here. And I'll leave the link in the video description. Why not? Help out the community. Look at this. This is Dustin right there. Looks like a nice guy. If you don't need any web design stuff done, just go to his page and say hello from Klaus. Why not? You know, guys, I know you come here to watch the tank videos and all the shit and the stuff we do, but every now and then it's good to give back, right? Like, you guys support me. If you ever do that, leave a message. Let me know what you do, and I'll shout you out on the channel here. If you got your own little online company or whatever, why not? Let's post it so everyone can see. Thanks, everyone, for all the shit. Am I done? We're done. We're done with all the thanking. And I could just assume if you have the attention span of a gnat, you've probably left already and you're watching something else. Some video of a cucumber and a cat that lasts 1 minute and 30 seconds, because that's all you can handle. And if you're still here, well, let's get into the game. See, we didn't miss much. Old Paolo here has been driving around in his Pilot. Like, did you really miss much while I was thanking people? He's just in a stupid pixel tank driving around shooting people. He's hit a couple, and they've hit a couple, and he's losing the game 1-4. Ooh, we missed 3 minutes of the video, Klaus. How come you have to talk about something that's not part of the game? Well, get over it. It's over. Now we can start watching the game. That's what you came here for, right? To see this? There he goes. He's auto-locked. You want intriguing gameplay? Look, he's going to handle a tier 9 here. Muppet in a leopard. That is this more exciting than the shoutouts? Look at this. Look at the Muppet in the leopard. What's he doing? He's aiming. He took a shot. He's not moving. He's not maneuvering in his leopard. Because why would he want to do that, right? This is good, right? This is fun. Here we go. Paolo in the overpowered pilot handling the Muppet. There you go. That's what you came here for, right? Huh? You got to set priorities in life, guys. Like, it's not all about pixel tanks, okay? I hate this tank, the pilot, but I'm showing it because, because I hate it. I'm not showing this tank because it's easy to play. I'm showing this tank because it's hard, right? Old Paolo here is showing us how to do it. And the key ingredient to having a great game in a tank that's an utter piece of shit is to be matched up versus Muppets, like the leopard. And no, okay. Let's not go there. Old Paolo here he does have some good game sense, and he does know where the W key is, so his tank actually moves, unlike the leopard. And it does help you in the game when you move. Moving is important. There's two things really that you can do when you play, is you can shoot and you can move. And if you do one or the other, if you only do one of those, you usually don't have a great game. But if you can master both, if you can shoot and move, you're 80% above the level, of the whole community. It's the bell curve, right? It's the bell curve. 80% of people are under the bell, which means, they either shoot or move, but not both, right? And then there's the left hand of the bell curve, the little feather edge on the left side. Those are the people that don't move or shoot, right? And then there's the right hand of the bell curve, the little feather on the right side, and those are the people that move and shoot. And old Paolo here happens to be one of those guys that can move and shoot. And as you see, this helps in your results. And I'm serious about that. You wouldn't believe how many players, even people I platoon with, or I noticed that it's easy to move when nothing's happening at the beginning of the game. But as soon as things get a little hairy, when you see some enemies, there's a few red dots, you're getting hit and there's some enemies around, you wouldn't believe how many people either stop shooting or stop moving or both. And I don't get it, but that's just the way it is. And just remember, 95% of success is just showing up. And sometimes if if you're fighting someone and you just move, maybe they'll miss. Or, maybe a good thing will happen if you move. Look, he moved and he didn't get hit there. You notice that? He's not just sitting in front of this tank, the guy who's stunned in the red tank. And he's moving. There's an enemy there, so he's decided to move away. And something as small as that, and now look. See, he's moved, and all of a sudden you got another shot. Like, imagine that. It's 95% of success is just showing up. And there was am I making sense? Like, sometimes, at least in the old days, when you were out and you're in the city somewhere and you wanted to go eat, well, what you would do is you'd walk around until you found a restaurant. And that seemed to work. Sometimes you'd walk in a certain direction and you'd find an Italian restaurant and you go have some manicotti, and sometimes you'd wander off in a different direction and you find some Chinese place and you have some sweet and sour chicken balls. But if you just stood still there at the corner, you wouldn't have much, right? You'd get pretty hungry and then you'd get bored and go home. And these days it seems like people have forgotten that to go forth and explore and just do something. These days, if you're in the city and you want something to eat, you have to rely on the Earth satellite system, bouncing electronic messages around the space and beaming them down to you to your smartphone device, where you could sit there with your thumb twiddling on it, using some sort of an app to figure out where it can locate food for you. Have you seen that? Like, everyone who's young. They couldn't find their way out of a wet paper bag. And, in the old days, if you were planning on going somewhere, like, let's say John was having a party and a bunch of people were going to go, you'd just at school, hey, does anyone know where John lives? Yeah, Bill knows where John lives. Okay, let's meet at Bill's house at 7 o'clock, and we'll wander over to John's house. Okay, sounds good. And then eventually people would meet at John's or Bill's, or they'd meet at the guy's house, and then Bill or John would know where the guy lives, and you'd start wandering down there, and by the end of the night, there'd be 50 teenagers there having fun at Bill or John or whoever the fuck's house. Only one or two of them would have known where Bill or John lived, but they'd get there, and the 2 or 3 people that got lost on the way would wander somewhere and find some other party to go to. Like, what the fuck is the problem? I mean, nowadays when you're going somewhere, you have to give messages every 2 minutes. I am at the corner, send. A person replies, oh, you're getting closer. 1 minute later, I'm stopped at a red light. I'll be there in 3 minutes. 1.5 minutes later, I'm turning left. We'll be there soon. Like, what's going on? And then 1 minute and 20 seconds later, where are you? I thought you were, it never ends. I've also noticed that people these days, at least the young people, they've all started carrying around water with them, as if like they may die if they don't have a supply of water. Like the cowboys used to with the canteens. It started off, you could just drink water at a fountain, but then you started carrying around, those plastic water bottles that you can buy for $1, and it's escalated now that you can no longer carry water around in a plastic bottle. You got all these, especially young girls, walking around with these bottles. They look like thermoses made out of some sort of high-tempered metal with a design on it. It's called the Swell or something. They cost about $30, and they carry around about 1.5 liters of water while they're standing in the corner, plugged into the satellite system on their phone, looking for a place to eat, and they've got their 1.5 liters of water with them in case they get stranded there. Like, what the hell is going on? I swear to God, if alien beings came, from wherever they live here, and they sent out an electromagnetic pulse and destroyed all the satellites that are orbiting the Earth, so all of a sudden, all the electronics and the cell phones and the apps all stopped working, you'd have the whole young generation standing around, clueless, looking at their blank screens, not knowing what to do. After they finished their quart of water in their Swell $30 water bottle, they'd be helpless. They wouldn't know what to do, right? It would be over. The aliens would win in like 15 minutes, or however long it takes to drink 1 liter of water, the war would be over. But, yeah. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I'm not sure what you guys think. And old Paolo here, I guess he's won the game. Yeah, see? You can have a good game in the pilot. Victory. Just because I don't like this tank, it doesn't mean that it's, some people ace it. That's the whole point. And you did pretty good there, despite the aliens and the water bottles and all that. But forget about that. Shout out to all of you guys who have supported. Remember, send me pictures and let me know what you do. Post it on my Facebook page. That's the best place for me to find this shit. And I'll shout you out. Unless you're one of those water bottle carrying, clueless cell phone staring at app using, helpless poofs that can't live life. I guess I shouldn't insult you all if I want you to, be part of the community and support the channel and everything. It goes both ways, Sometimes I digress. But the old Paolo here, he sure did a good job in the pilot, didn't he? Good job, Paolo. Yeah, I like that one.